Welcome to the Outer Banks. While I'm no stranger to the beaches in the Carolinas, this was my first time exploring this fascinating stretch of land off the coast of North Carolina. While this area has been quite commercialized to appeal to vacation goers that come to the area throughout the year, I was shocked when I went that there was not a soul in sight. Of course, I was delighted, but also puzzled as these gorgeous beaches seemed abandoned despite the perfect weather. These protected and seemingly untouched lands allow people to enjoy nature, but also history in the area, bringing us to our first stop, the Wright Brothers National Memorial.
Okay, I have seen signs for parasailing, hang gliding, and what was the other one? Skydiving. Yes, so apparently like aerial sports and activities are very popular in the Outer Banks. I did not know this. I've always wanted to do all of those things. It's a little bit too cold to be hang gliding today. But yeah, that seems like so much fun. And dolphin tours? What? This place is pretty cool so far.
This is the site where the Wright brothers first solved the mystery of flight. The wind conditions in the tall sand dunes created the perfect storm for their ideas to become a reality. In December of 1903, brothers Wilbur and Orville Wright had their first successful flight on their handcrafted plane, which traveled a total of 120 feet, lasting a whopping 12 seconds. Success for the Wright brothers was not instantaneous. It took years of research, construction, and perseverance to make their dreams a reality, to reach that total of 12 seconds, which is a little hard to wrap my head around. They ended up flying the plane 3 more times that day, each time getting a little bit further than the last, as they learned to control the craft. The final flight of the day coming in at 852 feet for 59 seconds long. As someone who's walked up a couple sand dunes, I can't imagine walking up this sand dune with all the equipment that they had for the gliding. That is crazy to me. Oof. The Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville, chose this location for the constant wind conditions, making it perfect for flight. I can personally attest to the fact that it indeed did not stop winding the entire time I was there at the Outer Banks. Is that how you say it? Winding? I don't know. Anyways, if you think about it, this flat stretch of land is surrounded by water on both sides, so there is nothing to stop the wind, making this home for the Wright brothers for the next 3 years of their lives. Seeing the planes that flew around the area in honor of the location of the first flight felt really special. You can imagine the excitement buzzing through the area as the world as people knew it began to open up to new possibilities. And standing on top of the now grassy dune, where the brothers shed blood, sweat, and tears, I'm sure, to change the world, felt as if anything was possible if you put in the work. Cheesy, I know, but I felt inspired. Nothing life-changing is going to be easy. Everything in this monument is proof of that. Failing, but getting right back on your feet to learn from those failures is the only way to succeed. Anyways, very cool monument in a very cool windy place. If you want an in-depth history of their journey, of the first flight, definitely stop by and get a guided tour by a professional, not me. We are at Jockeys State Park in the Outer Banks here, and we're going to try to see if we can catch a sunset. I don't know any trails or anything about this area, but I know it's next to the ocean, so we're going to try it out. And it was free, so that's why we're here. So here we go. Anyways, the rest of the stops I made at the Outer Banks were so strange, as there was not many, if any, people out, despite the near-perfect weather conditions. It was honestly the strangest thing, because these places were so incredibly beautiful, taking us to our next stop, Jockeys Ridge State Park. The sandy forest is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's weird. Yeah, this is super weird. It's like random dunes in the middle. Like the ocean's over there, but the dunes are over here. It's just weird. Sand dunes are also a very common theme on this trip here. Just end up at sand dunes. I didn't even know that there were sand dunes at this place, okay?
I just saw that it was a state park and it said free, so that's all we did. So I just looked it up, and these are the largest sand dunes on the East Coast, so congratulations, North Carolina. Woo! Pretty cool.
This park does in fact contain the largest active sand dunes in the East. These were babies compared to out west in Death Valley, White Sands, and Great Dunes National Park, which I've yet to go to, but I eventually will. But the massive 427-acre dunes smack in the middle of this commercialized beach area was awesome to be in, and free. What's not to love? Not what I was expecting at all, and with no one in sight. I helped myself to fooling around in the sand, like the adult I am. I did see one lone gentleman playing golf in the dunes, so I wasn't the only one enjoying the evening and fooling around. My sandy creation, because apparently I'm 5.
This sand feels incredible. It's so fine. It's like, oh my gosh. And it's so warm too, compared to white sands. Wow. This is pretty great. This is like the finest sand I've ever felt before. It's like dust. Okay, I'm done with the sand thing. Sorry.
And I already showed you the sunset that night in my emotionally sappy video, so I will spare you that here, but it was really truly lovely.
Had to do it. It's a new tradition now. Literally can't get over that nobody else is out here. This is crazy. This is beautiful. And it's not even that windy. And it's warm. Come on, people.
So I was rewatching some of my footage, and somebody told me that I'm amused by like everything, and this is true. So if something is like really mundane to somebody else, I will find it amusing. So sorry if my videos are super boring and I'm just like, wow, look, it's dirt. It's because, yeah, I find amusement in everything. So I probably should have put a disclaimer like in my first video about that. It's a little late now. Our next stop, Jeanette's Pier. Just kidding. They charge $2 to walk on the pier. It's not expensive. It's just the principle of paying to walk on a tiny boardwalk. So, never mind.
$2 seems a little bit steep to walk on a pier, so it's the principle of it.
Next, I stopped at Cape Hatteras National Seashore. This area was massive with protected land, containing hiking trails and wildlife preserve areas, but I was interested in seeing the lighthouse. So I made a quick stop at Bodie Island Lighthouse. They weren't offering climbing tours that day, so I was forced to admire from the outside. This lighthouse was built in 1872, although it looked brand new to me. The paint job must be from 1872. Just kidding. They renovated it back in 2009. But still, it looked brand new. It is about the height of a 10-story building, jutting out of the marshy, beach-like landscape. Later on in my trip, I was able to see the lighthouse from a few other beaches miles away, so that was really cool to see. And at night, I could see that it was actively shining its light, showing ships passing where the shore was. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I did pretty good there. Sticking with my theme of avoiding populated areas, I made my way to Pea Island National Wildlife Refuge, where I got a chance to not see any wildlife besides birds and surprisingly jellyfish. Not live jellyfish, unfortunately, but lots of them washed up on the shore. Although I did see snake prints in the sand, so that freaked me out. But it was the middle of the day, so I decided to enjoy the afternoon climbing on rocks, trying not to slip and fall, which I didn't. Proud moment for me. Looking at shells, walking along the coastline and watching birds. There were a ton of them congregating in one spot in the middle of the ocean, and it looked like something out of a scary movie as they were circling in the air above this one spot off the coast. There were tons of them.
I don't know why there's so many birds over there. Must be good fish.
It was nice just to walk at my own pace, compared to on hikes where you have to reach a destination. It was just very relaxing, and again, not a soul in sight. Best afternoon ever.
I definitely have salty sea hair now. I wasn't gonna take a shower tonight, but I might have to find one. It's very salty.
And that night, I made my way back to Cape Hatteras for a paid camping site, as there was no free camping spots in the area. Welcome to the East Coast. I was celebrating my last night on the road before taking a break to spend some time with my family, so I figured I would splurge. This campsite was so relaxing with beach access, and again, not a soul in sight, theme of the video. Well, except for the occasional passing truck. So I made sure to wave my hands so I did not get run over.
I suppose it's normal just to drive your truck around the beach. Now I see a lot of people fishing and stuff, so they must allow it over here. It's kind of cool.
And while it was a warm 60 degrees outside during the day, at night it got down to the 40s, and there was only an outdoor shower available. I did not want to stink when I saw my family, so I figured I could suck it up. How bad can it be?
What are the chances that the outdoor showers are super, super warm? Well, that was the coldest thing I've ever done. I'm perched behind this rock here, photographing the seals.